About 10 days ago, DEFRA put out a press release listing lots of things about fly tipping, and it mentioned that Nuneaton and Bedford Borough Council was the 5th best in the country for issuing fixed penalty notices for fly tipping. This clearly caused some interest in the press and was clearly actually wrong. We do actually do very well. It's not like we don't issue lots of tickets, but we're nowhere near 5th best in the country or best in the region. The officers sent me the data. The year before, we issued 52 fixed penalty notices for fly tipping. This year, DEFRA said we issued 1,713, an unbelievable rise, and there was only 1,820, 70 fly tippings reported. So our FPN rate was a ridiculous 91%, which I did not believe. On investigation, only 299 fly tips were actually investigated. So if this DEFRA press release was correct, we issued 5.5 fixed penalty notices every time they investigated one fly tip. That is obviously, you don't issue 5 tickets for every investigation, because some investigations don't find anything. The council put a press release out. The council appeared on I think Councillor Markham appeared on the radio, and it's clear that the mistake has been made by the council or their contractors. It turns out their contractors provided the data for litter FPNs, which is 1,610, and filed them as fly tipping when they got put into the DEFRA system. This made us accidentally one of the best in the country, and it's clearly a total mistake. I accept mistakes have happened, but the council's refusing to withdraw its press release and refusing to tell DEFRA it provided them with bogus information on fly tipping FPNs. I understand all the issues, and I don't want to put people off reporting fly tipping, but will Councillor Markham ask for this press release to be withdrawn and modified to one that is actually more accurate to what's happened?
Thank you, Chair, and thanks for the question. I'm not going to dispute the figures at this stage because we have spoken to DEFRA, we have spoken to the people that actually supplied our partners that actually supplied the information, and the figures are currently being reviewed by both us and DEFRA to see if there is a problem, what the problem is. But unfortunately, this is a manual task, so I can't give you a timetable for me to be able to give you the proper information. So we're waiting for DEFRA to come back to us. And like you say, the information was actually supplied to DEFRA by our enforcement partners. It wasn't actually us that supplied that information to them. That's how they've interpreted it at the moment. That's what it looks like. If that's how they've interpreted it, that's how they've interpreted it for everybody that's put their figures in. Whichever way you look at it, we have actually issued, like you say, 1,712 fixed penalty notice over the last year in itself. And that's a great achievement by our enforcement staff. And huge congratulations should go out to them. I mean, we're doing what the residents want in trying to keep our borough clean and free of litter. It's a battle, but we're getting there. And if you look at the figures that you've quoted different figures, they're actually on the DEFRA site, because I have them here, and it actually says fixed penalty notices issued specifically for fly tipping, Nuneaton and Bedworth this year is 38, not the amount you said. But then it says littering fixed penalty notice issued in conjunction with fly tipping is 1,620, and then there's a couple of others, and it all adds up to 1,712. So until we actually get the figures back, after they've done their investigations at DEFRA and us, then we're not going to put anything out until we know that they're definitely wrong. If they're definitely not right, then we will be putting something out. But at the moment, DEFRA have not confirmed with us that they're the wrong figures.
Councillor Kondakor, you have a follow-up question, I believe.
I do. I mean, we don't know the exact figures because it would go through all the littering ones. But we know the figures submitted to DEFRA are impossible. You cannot catch 1,620 people out of 299 investigations. So we know the figures are wrong. What I've asked is not for you to totally remove all the information, but just take the press release down until you get the proper answer. And the reply from officers was that the new figures will be supplied by the time they submit next year's return. I don't want this problem to be not fixed for a year. So the figures are clearly wrong. I hope you accept, the figures are wrong. I'm perfectly fine for you to take some time to get the right figures, but please take down the misleading press release which is being used for political mischief. And if the officers are refusing to correct the figures, that's putting them in a difficult position if they're saying we're the best in the region. And it's also upsetting the other councils in Coventry and Warwickshire and the wider West Midlands, with the Nuneaton Bedford Borough Council claiming to be the best, when in fact it's probably 60th in the country. It's top quarter, but it's nowhere near the best. So can we please remove stuff until we get it fixed? Thank you.
Councillor Mark, can you respond to that if you wish?
It was just one thing, actually. The figure of 1,712 issued fixed penalty notices is not incorrect. That is a true figure. It might not be for fly tipping, but it is a true figure for the amount of fixed penalties that we've actually issued. But I say we are looking into it, and as soon as we've got the result through, we will remove things and update as necessary.
Councillor Watkins, you want to come?